Hey everyone, I'm wondering how many of you are just like me. I wouldn't say I experience travel anxiety, I would say I experience pre-travel anxiety. And I have found a way to calm those nerves by making sure that whenever I leave my house for travel, I never leave the house without these 15 things. Most of them are about the carry-on experience, the things that you feel like you need to have with you to make yourself feel comfortable. Few things for when you get to your destination. Of course, there could be a much longer list, but I think condensing it down to 15 things makes my life a lot easier and this video a little bit shorter. So if you're like me and you travel for business, for pleasure, by plane, by train, by bus, by car, hopefully some, if not all of these items can help ease your pre-travel anxiety or just make it easier to pack and enjoy your experience. Let's start with what you're gonna carry on the plane. And I am talking about your carry-on suitcase. For me, there are two bags that I always carry on. First, we're gonna talk about the roller carry-on hard-shelled suitcase. This is where I put the things that I don't wanna go into my checked luggage. And yes, I always check luggage. I'm not a minimalist. I feel much calmer knowing I have all my things, so I'm happy to pay for a check bag if need be. But there are some things that I don't want to go in the check baggage. My makeup brushes, any nice handbags that I happen to have with me, my computer, things like that. And my go-to now for quite a few years is the Away carry-on. Now I also use the very similar Quince one, and I will link both of them below. In fact, I will link all the things that I am talking about in the usual places, in the description box, pinned in the top comment on the top of the comment section. And if it's on YouTube shopping platform, it'll pop up on the screen. But I want to give you a very honest and open and transparent disclosure about Away versus Quince. If you don't care about what the outside of the bag looks like, scuff marks really are the major issue here, then go get the Quince bag, because I would say that the Quince bag and the Away bag are almost identical in size, in capacity, in the handle extension, the wheel quality, fantastic. Where Away blows Quince out of the water is appearance. I have basically a white or off-white Away bag. It has been dragged literally through all kinds of situations. It looks brand new. The Quince one I have is just a couple of years old and looks like it's been dragged behind a dump truck on an unpaved road. The integrity is just fine, but it has scuff mark after scuff mark. I've tried all the things to get it clean. And you know what? I've accepted that it just makes me look like a more seasoned traveler than I actually am. There is quite a price difference. So if you don't care what the outside of your suitcase looks like, the inside is gonna be just fine. Go for the Quince. If you do want that full package, the Away is absolutely worth its money. Number two is also the other bag I'm gonna bring on, the personal item, if you will. And it, for me, lately, has been this bag by MZ Wallace. The last few years have just been different MZ Wallace bags. I love them because they're extremely lightweight when they're empty. Now it's up to you how much stuff you want to cram in here and how heavy you want to make it, but I love the different colors it comes in. Look how squishy this thing is. It's huge. It can barely fit in the frame, but it can absolutely fit underneath a seat. I love this, but I do want to give you some caveats on this as well. I have not found a lookalike for this, or a dupe, if you will. Not this particular exact size. I love all of these different exterior pockets. Some of these pockets have pockets on pockets. There are no side pockets. There is the luggage sleeve and then a pocket in front of that. It closes with a magnetic snap, and I will tell you, this snap catches on the top of the luggage handle every time I'm trying to slide it on or off. The inside is humongous. It has more pockets on the opening part, very deep that go the full length, giant open compartment. Also comes with lots, I think 3 of these bags, different sizes. It could be a cavernous deep hole. There's so many pockets that you may forget what pocket you put your stuff in, and it's expensive. So I wanna offer you this alternative. I've been seeing the Calpak, I don't know what it's actually called, but it's a new Calpak duffel type bag, and it looks amazing. It's also less expensive than the MZ Wallace. I think it's about $175, but I found this very much inspired version over on Amazon. It's about, depending on the day, anywhere from $28 to $35. And here's why you might like this one instead, or the Calpak version one. And I may upgrade to that at some future point, but I want to give this one a go first. So why I would reach for this over the MZ Wallace bag, it's a little more structured. It's squishy, sure, but the sides are more structured. So when it's resting on the top of your roller bag, it's not gonna start oozing over the sides. And that's what can happen with the MZ Wallace bag because it has no actual outer structure, so everything is just kind of smooshy. It is huge. It does have a luggage strap, so it's gonna be really easy to get it over that luggage handle. It's not gonna catch on anything. It does have the side pockets, which are really nice if you wanna throw an umbrella in here or a water bottle. It doesn't have quite as many pockets. It has a lot of pockets. It has one long pocket here. This is one big compartment, and we can talk about how we can handle that later. And then it has another very long compartment this way. And then on the inside, there are some slip pockets, but I don't believe there are any zipper pockets. Yeah, and here's a big selling point for me. It does have a padded section for your laptop, and it can fit up to a 17-inch laptop. Mine is a 16-inch laptop, and it never fits. Like in the MZ Wallace, there's nowhere to put it, which is why I'm sticking it in my roller bag. I can put my computer in here, which I kind of like. It also comes with basically a shoe bag, and that's something that the Calpak bag has. It actually has a compartment on the side for you to shove your shoes in. This is one giant compartment, but it does give you a bag to throw your shoes in, and it also happens to come with a TSA luggage bag, which I like. So this is the Calpak inspired option for around $30, and I think is an excellent idea if you don't want to use the MZ Wallace bag or the original Calpak. Now, the brand that makes that Calpak lookalike also makes my go-to toiletry bag for travel, and I have mentioned this in every single video, but it is worth mentioning again. It is this is the medium size. I also have the large. As much as I pack, I don't need the large. This is more compact, and this is what it looks like all zipped up. And it is stuffed, and it is still pretty compact. If you really are at a premium for space, depth-wise, you could always open it up and pack it, well, let's just say like this. I don't think these flaps really add too much to it. You could open it and pack it this way. Everything's zipped up, nothing's gonna fall out, and it's not quite as bulky. And it has 4 compartments. I usually keep dental stuff in here, AM skincare and hair care, PM, and then this is things like pimple patches, eye masks, specialty items down here. And I pretty much keep it packed with duplicates of all my stuff, so I am ready to go at a moment's notice. The reason I like this style better than the more square train case type things is primarily because of the amount of space that it doesn't take up, because it can lie flat. Now that's not gonna go in my carry-on. We're gonna discuss that later, but as I'm discussing bags, I think that one is really important to bring up. As we're moving into graduation season as well as travel season, I do want to also recommend that particular toiletry bag for anyone who is looking for a graduation gift for someone heading off to college. Great if they have to share a bathroom with multiple people or go down the hallway to get to their bathroom. Let's stick with bags. These are going to go in, for me, my carry-on, and I am talking about what I use for my makeup and my makeup brushes. So first, makeup. I have been using this and sharing this for years. It's from the brand Kusshi. What I really like is it's smooshy. The Kusshi is smooshy. This does go in my carry-on, so it doesn't get banged up, it doesn't get shaken up. I do prefer this over the more traditional, bigger, everyone's raving about the kind that open and lie flat. They're huge. They take up so much space in your carry-on or your checked luggage. I don't love that. I like that this one, when it's very full, you can still smush it in amongst the stuff in your bag and get it where it needs to be. And when you unzip it, it does lie almost completely flat. Enough of a lip though, so your products don't fall out all over the counter or the dresser or wherever you are in the hotel room. And you can throw this whole thing in the washing machine and get it clean. It does have a zipper insert on one side and I like to put like powder puffs and tweezers and things like that in this one. So super handy, and the bright, it comes in other colors, but the bright interior also helps you find all your stuff. And along with that, this brush makeup case. Now, I have seen the new trend with the small little minimalist silicone. Who's packing 3 makeup brushes? Have we met? That's not ever gonna be me. Or the big case. Again, space is at a premium, and even though I am not a minimalist, I also don't wanna waste the space. So I love this because I can get weeks worth of makeup brushes in here, duplicates if it's gonna be a long trip and I don't wanna worry about washing my brushes. It zips up beautifully, keeps everything very enclosed and pretty compact, and then when you get to the destination, you fold the top down and it rests open on any flat surface. So now it's a little brush holder that you can use at your destination. This exact one I have had for years and years and years. I think it was a bestseller for me in 2018 or 2019. It's been a really long time. I will link to the most recent version that I can find. Sticking with bags, pouches, and containers, let's talk about how we transport our hot hair tools. Another trend I'm seeing all over social media, and I have even shared one of these myself, so I'm guilty, is more of a bag to put your Dyson, your hair straightener, your curling iron, put them in something a little more contained, so even if it's hot, you can still pack it and not set fire to your clothes that are inside. In fact, Kusshi just released one, and if there's something you like, I'll link it. But I stand by my silicone pouches because it's easier to pack. This is my straightener, my curling iron. I can wedge them in the open gaps, particularly in the side of the luggage that has the handle that comes out. You can get it in that indentation. Lie them in there, use the space as efficiently as you can. Easier to pack them that way than when you have this big, bulky, giant rectangular thing that you're trying to wedge in. It takes up so much space. It's just a silicone pouch. You stick your curling iron, your flat iron, whatever in here, but then at your destination, it lies flat. So you can set your hot hair tool on it and not damage the vanity, the dresser, wherever you are. And then when you're done, you just shove it in here. It's food grade silicone. I throw the hot stuff right in my suitcase so far. Knock on wood, have not set any fires. So love it. And if you're looking ahead of time for something for a favorite things party, those silicone pouches are amazing. This one is a little bit controversial. I am talking about the TSA liquids pouch. I watch so many travel videos on YouTube, on Instagram, how they do carry-on only, and they just fly through TSA, and I ask all of them, what about your skincare and all of your makeup? Like, I can fit all of my liquid makeup in here and my contacts and my other stuff, but if I had to throw all my skincare and my hair care liquid products, there's no way. And they're like, oh, we don't use the TSA liquids bag. They've never stopped us. Okay, that may be well and good for them, but my rule following Type A, slightly anxious personality cannot handle the idea that maybe I'm gonna be the one that gets stopped going through and they're gonna make me throw out all my stuff. So even though I have TSA pre-check, touchless ID, clear, lately I've been flying first class, which gives me priority as well, I still put all my liquids in a liquids bag, just in case. So, of all the ones that I've tried, this one comes, I think, in a pack of 2 or 3, so I've given them to half my family at this point. This one's a little dirty, things always leak, but I can shove so much in here, and it has a really nice seal at the top, and I've never had a leak, stuff is leaked in here, but it's never leaked out. And I just can travel a lot easier knowing that I am not gonna be forced to throw away my precious toiletries. If there's one thing that I'm recommending in this video that you should buy, it's this next item. And I am talking about these water-resistant mesh pouches. They're not really mesh because they're solid, but it looks like they're mesh. I have ordered so many of these, first for travel, now to store all kinds of things all over my house. So they come in lots of sizes. Here's a couple other options. They come in a huge size. Travel extension cords. Yes, I label some of the stuff. I just take an index card, throw it in there. Puzzle pieces, Lego sets. I always have, this is like my go bag. This is the tiniest size. This has prescription eye drops that I need in case of emergency. Luckily, I've never had to use them. I have some anti-nausea pills in here. This is like my little travel emergency medical kit. So from this one I always keep packed. These are all my travel chargers and things. We'll talk about this in a little bit. I love them. They are water resistant. I wouldn't go scuba diving with them, but if you have, say, important travel documents, stuff them in there, zip them up. And again, it's because they lay flat. I can shove this in anything. I just cannot recommend them enough to organize your home and get you organized for travel. I don't know about you, but every year that I get older, I add more prescriptions, supplements. I need a pharmacy with me. And this is the pill case. I've tried a bunch, but this is the pill case that I love. So much so that when I pulled this out on our most recent trip, my husband's like, wait, can you order one of those for me? So it's a folding case. It has 7 compartments on each side. Comes with different labels, so you can decide how you want to organize it. I have morning medications and evening medications, and this is a week's worth. I just love how compact this is, how each one is super secure, folds shut, fits in just about anything. I can bring this with me in most of my handbags as well. Comes in lots of colors, but I learned when you get things in black and then you throw them in a bag, you can't find them and then you panic. So I got it in a color I could find. Now this one is totally random and I can't actually link, I don't think I can link to this, but not just any Kleenex or tissue, but the kind that come in this flat pack. I'm all about maximizing the space. These are from the brand Kleenex specifically. I have only found these at CVS in the tissue section, not the travel section. Now, Kleenex makes one that is thinner, but thicker, like a deeper depth. I know this is so specific. Some of you must be thinking she's lost it. I haven't. These fit in everything. A clutch, the tiniest of handbags, your back pocket if necessary. You just don't want to be caught out without a Kleenex when you need one. And if you can find these, stock up on them. They are fantastic. They're in every purse, every travel bag I have. You just never know. Something I don't often need, but when I do, I'm glad I have it, is a travel umbrella. And I found smaller ones, but here's why I like this one. First, I like the case. It's a little hard shell. I like that if you're shoving this in your handbag, it's sort of protected from everything else. And when your umbrella is wet, goes in here, you're not getting everything else wet. I'm not gonna open this. This is a little bit bigger than the super teeny tiny travel ones, but it's not a flimsy, super teeny tiny travel one. This opens to a full-size umbrella that is very strong, holds up in strong winds, and it's UPF 50. So if you want protection from the sun, here's your guy. And this does come in lots of other colors, and I originally ordered it in black, and guess what I did? I lost it. It's somewhere in this house, but because it's black, it's blending in with wherever I shoved it, thinking that's where it's gonna go, and now I can't find it. So do I have 2 of these? Yes, I do. And I won't regret finding the other one eventually. You can never have too many of these. Okay, let's talk about cords and external batteries. So like I mentioned earlier, I keep sort of a travel go bag of all of my cords, and I will link to the ones that I've ordered over and over and over from Amazon just so I can have extras. I always have one of these bricks that can plug in, that actually has a plug and has 2 USB ports, because most airports do have the USB ports in the chairs. They never work, and then I've heard that there's some kind of scam and I don't know. But regardless, you can almost always find a plug. So it's good to have these, and I just keep, I keep 2 extra long cords in here, one for my phone and one for my iPad, or if I'm feeling nice, I will share one of these with my husband when we're on the plane, because I don't need to charge both of them while I'm on the plane. And then I also have, I like having this option in the bag. This is one USB here, and then it extends, and then it has, I think, 4 different charging options: Lightning, USB-C, US, other things. So multiple. You never know what you've got with you that needs to be charged. This will fit all of them. And then I usually, yes, I still have it. Most of the cars these days have USB ports in the cars, like in a rental car, but just in case, I also always have one that can plug in and fit all of my cords as well. And then I usually have at least 1 extra or 2 extra if I want to leave one in the rental car, wherever I am. So that's what goes in here. And then as far as chargers go, I'm a big fan of MagSafe. It makes my life so much easier. I have a MagSafe phone, but you could always buy a case that has a MagSafe part to it in case you don't. And I love this guy because it just fits right on, very compact, and it also has a little kickstand. So I can either watch it this way or that way and watch movies on my phone or what have you. It also has a cord here, and it has a cord on the side in case I want to directly plug it into the phone. So I love the compact size, and it's a good, strong battery. It holds a charge for a long time. It holds a lot of charge, and it's by the brand Anchor, which is a lot more dependable than some of the other ones that we've seen on the internet, and it's less likely to burst into flames on the plane. So something that I keep in my big tote that I carry with me and wearing them around the house, I always pack slippers that I can also use as a shoe if I need to run down to the hotel lobby for something, if I need to run to the bathroom on an airplane and I've taken my shoes off. You can walk into a bathroom with them, and I can take a wet wipe and wipe these things down, because then they're gross and you don't want to wear them a slipper. You know what I mean? So love these. I've had these for years, and they can easily be mistaken for a loafer when you're wearing loungewear. If you want to run down, if you have to run down to the hotel lobby, whether it's to, I don't know, get a message, grab coffee, what have you, they are fantastic. Another must-have, this small Longchamp inspired crossbody bag. So when I'm going to the airport, I put this little Kleenex in here. Do you see now why space is at a premium? I put these guys, because I don't want them to be anywhere away from me. I put my headphones, my earpods in here. I put my wallet in here, some lip products, hand sanitizer, a moisturizer, just something that I need to grab. All my personal items that I would have in a normal everyday purse goes in here. And then this easily fits in the big bag, so when I am walking onto the plane, they don't ding me for having an extra bag. Then when I get to my destination, I have an easy go bag. If I am in a more formal event and I'm really not gonna carry something like this, but maybe I need to go work out or make a run to the pool or run to the lobby to grab something, I have this little bag. It's just something, it's a backup, and it's a great way to get all of your stuff combined when you're going through the airport and stuff like that, to have everything you need right here in this handy, essentially little pouch. And then, is this a must-have? It's a little extra. Where did I put it? I just mentioned this in my monthly favorites. An eye mask. An eye mask, especially if you feel overstimulated, especially if it's at the end of your trip and you've just had it and you want to sleep on the plane, this is the one. This one is specifically designed for side sleepers too. So it's great when you get to your destination, but throwing this on the plane, especially if you're traveling by yourself and you don't want to talk to the person next to you, this thing is fantastic. And you can adjust it. So there you go. And what I love about it is that it has the indentations for your eyes. So you can open your eyes and your eyelids, your lashes don't get smushed, but it's still dark in there, even if your eyes open up a little bit. It even has an indentation above the bridge of your nose, so there's nothing digging into your head. And it does seal all the light. Love this. Super squishy and comfy too. You know what? There was one thing I completely forgot, and this one might be, well, nothing's the most important, but I'm always cold and I don't always travel with a jacket or want to. So I always pack a cashmere wrap because you can fold them up super tiny. I like the oversized wraps from J.Crew or from Quince. Right now, Quince has, I think, one available because it's off season. J.Crew has, this is the J.Crew one, has a bunch. They're more expensive, but they're available. I love this to wrap myself up on the plane. I use this as a lap blanket or a throw blanket when I get to the hotel room. I can use this as a shawl if we're going out for dinner somewhere. Super versatile. Just buy a color that's going to go with most of the things. I don't recommend cream when you're traveling. It could be a disaster. And I did want to mention, even though I do prefer cashmere, I just found this one on Amazon and I love it. I will model it for you over here, but it basically is a shawl that, if I put it on correctly, did I put it on inside out? I may have. I did. Hang on. So you can leave it just open like this, but it has this little slit right here, and you can thread the other end of the shawl through it, and it stays on you. And I love this. And I think it looks super elegant. And when you're walking through the airport, I think it looks really cute. You can layer this over a trench coat and sort of elevate the trench coat, and you have your warm and cozy with you. It's a fantastic find. Is it cashmere? No. But I think it's a really nice option for travel that could also serve multiple purposes. It's not gonna be quite the same as having a blanket, but if you're looking for more of a wrap option, and every time you do this and it slides off and it annoys you, they have come up with a solution with this handy little thing here. So those are 15 or so, I believe, items that whenever I travel, those come with me. For me, being nervous about traveling or having any kind of anxiety about traveling is not a barrier to me traveling. I will travel, but I want to make it as comfortable and enjoyable as possible, and these things make that a possibility for me. So whether you have travel anxiety or you just want to be more comfortable whenever you travel, hopefully these items will get you there. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that you had fun and found some useful things, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.